Quentin Tarantino's Academy Award-winning film starring Jamie Foxx entitled Django Unchained is a dramatic adventure story centered around the daring exploits of a fictional ex-slave named Django. Django won his freedom from slavery and became a bounty hunter in an effort to obtain the resources to free his wife from slavery. The fictional Django was a crack marksman and horseman who hunted down and killed wanted criminals. Long before the exploits of this mythical freed African slave were the real historical exploits of an African-American deputy United States Marshal named Bass Reeves. Reeves' feats as a lawman in the then lawless Indian Territory are as epic as any made-up Hollywood movie about the taming of the West. Like Django, Reeves was born a slave and obtained his freedom against the will of his master. He was a great marksman and a daring horseman. Reeves was born in 1838 to slaves in Arkansas Territory. Like most slaves, his parents took the last name of his white master. The lanky Reeves became the body servant to his master, and when his master joined the Confederate Army during the Civil War, he took Reeves with him. It is said that Reeves escaped from slavery after whipping his master during an argument, although he must have been aware that freedom was near with the coming of the end of the war. Reeves escaped to Indian Territory, Oklahoma, where he lived with the Seminole and Creek Indians and acquired many survival skills that included becoming an expert shot with a pistol and a good rifleman. He eventually returned to Arkansas, where he became a successful married farmer with a large family. When Isaac C. Parker was appointed judge of the Federal Western District at Fort Smith, Arkansas in 1875, his most important task was to bring law and order to the wide open Indian Territory, which was a safe haven for the most dangerous criminals in the area. Parker heard about Reeves and was impressed with his first-hand knowledge of Indian Territory and his ability to speak several Indian tongues. Parker hired Reeves as a Deputy United States Marshal with the instruction to bring the most dangerous criminals back, dead or alive. Reeves was the first African-American Deputy United States Marshal west of the Mississippi. Reeves could not read or write, so he would have people read his warrants to him and memorize them in order to serve them. The tall Reeves cut an imposing figure astride his large stallion, black hat, 2 pistols on each hip, nice clothes and polished boots, and his black hat. Using great skill and deception and bravery, Reeves soon made a name for himself, killing and arresting many of the most dangerous criminals of the time. Newspaper accounts of the time glorified his success. Reeves was paid handsomely for his work. The legend of Bass Reeves reached epic proportions when he tracked down Bob Dozier, a much-feared notorious outlaw, and killed him in a great gunfight. The dedicated Reeves once had to track down and bring in his own son to face a murder charge. Reeves used skill, cunning, and bravery to track down a reported 3,000 criminals, and he never killed a man unless he had no choice. In 1907, his services as marshal were no longer needed since state agencies took over law enforcement. Reeves then worked as a policeman for the Muskogee, Oklahoma Police Department until he became ill in 1909 and died a year later. He was buried in Muskogee, Oklahoma. On May 16th, admiring, grateful citizens erected a large bronze statue of Reeves on his horse, accompanied by his dog, and permanently placed it at Pendergraft Park in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Reeves played a great role in bringing law and order to the United States. Bass Reeves was the real Django Unchained.